welcome to Check It Out. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and we're here to let you know what's going on in the library during the month of September. Elaine, what's going on in the children's department?
Well, we are pleased to announce over in Children's that all of our weekly story times will be starting back up the week of September 9th. So we have our Baby Jam, Mother Goose on the Loose, Toddler Story Time, and Preschool Story Time, as well as our Giggle and Wiggle class, which will be Mondays at 10 and 11. Our Kinder Ready class, which is going to be offered Tuesdays, and that's for kids that are entering kindergarten the fall of 2014. And we have our preschool Spanish class starting, as well as a preschool science. And all of these classes, with the exception of preschool story time and Kinder Ready, are intended for child and caregiver. So it's important that our families know that we want you to participate with your child. It's more of a bonding time, the story times especially. And with Giggle and Wiggle, movement and exercise and laughter. We promote healthy living. That's just as important as for the adults as it is for the kids. So we're going to make you get up and be silly with us during Giggle and Wiggle. But like I said, Kinder Ready and Preschool Story Time are the exceptions to that rule, because here we're preparing them for kindergarten, right? We want them to become a little bit more independent and get used to letting go of mom. So for Preschool Story Time, the kids will actually enter for the first half hour on their own, and then parents are invited to rejoin them at the end of the class for the craft. And Kinder Ready is the child alone the whole time. And that was for our Birth for Preschool crowd. More information or details about the programs that I just mentioned are in our flyer. This is available at the children's desk as well as online. And then for the elementary age students, we are going to do clubs again. We thought this worked very well, and we're kind of calling Bethel Park Library the Club Hub. And we really feel like we have a club for everyone. There's something out there that you're going to enjoy. I'm going to briefly mention all of them, and then I'll just highlight ones that I think will be really popular, new favorites, if you will. American Girl Book Club is an old favorite. We've been doing this for quite some time, but it's back again Mondays, one Monday a month at 7 p.m., and the dates are listed. But American Girl Book Club works, you come and you check out the book earlier, you have time to read the book, and then you come to the book club prepared to discuss it and have fun with it. Miss Beth usually prepares some sort of activity, game, or craft that goes along with the book. You do not have to own an American Girl doll, but if you do, you're welcome to bring it along with you. Then we have the art club, which is always very popular. There will be a limit to this class, so I do encourage you to register early. Ms. Dunn will be teaching art during the month of September and beginning of October to the K through 2 students. And then the rest of October, she will be doing classes with the older elementary kids, 3, 4, and 5. But she uses different media each week. You might be cartooning, you might be using watercolors, you might be using collage or art form. Always something very neat and interesting to have fun with. And then new is the birthday club, and I'm really excited about this because it's just like planning a birthday party. So Miss Jackie and I are doing this club together, and we're going to celebrate authors' birthdays. So in September, it is H.A. Ray's birthday, and as you probably know, he is the popular author of the Curious George books, right? And so we're going to read our favorite Curious George books. We're going to play party games and do a craft and just have a lot of fun, complete with cake and all, because what's a birthday party without cake?
Absolutely.
Right? And parents will be happy to know that this class is going to incorporate all 5 of the PA literacies. And the kids won't even know that they're learning. I love those kind of programs, right? They don't know. We're sneaking it in there. They're just having fun, but we're teaching them at the same time some really important things. So it'll be H.A. Ray this month, and next month in October, it's R.L. Stein. So how appropriate is that,
for
right?
October, that will be
so
great.
We are targeting, K through 3. Really, anybody can register, but it'll be most appropriate for kindergartners, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders. So that's our birthday club. Then we're doing the breakfast club, which is a no-brainer if you ask me. We're offering, during the month of October, we are offering free breakfast to you and your family. So you stop in, get some donuts or bagels or whatever it may be, and we're always going to have a new selection of books for you to choose from, for you to browse, read together while you're here, check out and enjoy later. But we're going to bring you the best in the picture books, new chapter book series, new early readers. So we'll have that available to you. And then there will always be some kind of craft or activity or game for you to enjoy as a family. So that's, again, not until October, but I wanted to let people know about that. We will be starting a drama club as well in October, and then the drama club will perform at our holiday open house, so that'll be exciting. Lego Club is coming back. It was a huge hit this summer, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Very, very popular. Make sure you register early because that does fill up
It
very
does.
quickly.
It does indeed. So that'll be Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Miss Lynn will be doing an origami club. And then we have the Rainbow Loom Club. I forgot to wear my Rainbow Loom bracelets. You're familiar with the Rainbow Loom craze.
I absolutely am,
right?
Yes.
And I love those like triple banded ones. Those really thick ones are really cool. So I know all of you out there know what I'm talking about. We're going to start a Rainbow Loom Club here at the library. Now you do need to bring your own supplies. You have to have your loom, and please bring your own bands as well. How we're going to work it is the library will pay for one new band color each month. So maybe in September we supply all the orange. Okay, or orange and black, and then we'll have a different color every month. But you need to bring your own bands too, as well as your loom, and it's just a time to kind of sit there and loom together with friends and just have fun. I mean, you guys can teach each other, new tricks. If someone knows how to make those bigger ones, we hope that you'll be willing to share your knowledge with us. So that's going to be Thursdays this fall at 6 p.m. Then we're doing the Science Club as well, and a Whale of a Tale Writing Club. So if you enjoy writing out there, if you want to improve your writing skills, I encourage you to sign up for this club, which will meet on Sunday afternoons during the month of September, Sundays at 2 p.m. I just gave you a lot of information, but again, dates and times and details are all on our flyer as well as online. So I know there's a club out there for you, and I hope you'll give it a try, one of them a try at least. And then just briefly for the teens, I know this is a busy time of year, back to school. I know you guys have a lot going on. So we just chose 6 programs that we thought would be really popular, and we hope you'll give at least one of these a try too. We're going to be doing a teen zone once a month, and we can just kind of come after school and hang out. It's going to run, it'll start at 3 o'clock and it'll run till 5 until the library closes. And we'll just have fun activities for you guys to hang out and have fun with, and provide some snacks. It's called Teen Zone again. And it'll be for 7th and 8th grade students only. So everybody over at IMS or other surrounding middle schools as well. But 7th and 8th graders are welcome to come hang out after school. Then we have the Next in Line Book Club. So if you are an avid reader and you're always looking for which book is going to come out next in a particular series, Miss Erin and Miss Dawn will let you know, because they too are avid young adult readers, and they know their stuff. So they're going to introduce you to some new popular books that you might get hooked on as well. We have Zombie Origami on Tuesday, October 29th. And then Hunger Games. I should have called it Catching Fire. If you read the Hunger Games trilogy, if you've seen the first movie, I know you're going to want to come to our Hunger Games program on Friday, November 22nd, because it's kind of like a little preview. We'll meet here, kind of get geared up for the movie, and then that's when the new movie is released. So we can all even just caravan over there and plan on watching the movie together. I am so excited. I cannot wait for it to come out. So I'm really pumped about that one. A lot going on, but look out for that Teen Zone, because the first one is September 13th, Friday the 13th.
Ooh, I wonder what's going to go on.
So, we'll be doing some fun stuff for that one. Okay.
Wonderful.
So over to you.
Yes, it's wonderful. Lots of great things going on in the children's department. In the adult department, we have I was looking at the calendar for September, and we have some very not typical library programs, but pretty much typical for Bethel Park. We're always doing some interesting things. We have the Arthritis Foundation Exercise Program, which is a 10-week program of Arthritis Foundation approved gentle exercises and also education on the 10 keys to healthy aging. The series begins on Tuesday, September 3rd. It meets from 11 to 12:15, so it'll start that first Tuesday and it will run for 10 Tuesdays. And also we have a Falun Dafa 3-week program that introduces the traditional Chinese practice of exercise and meditation. That will begin on Thursday, September 5th at 7 p.m. A lot of times, many of our programs such as that happen during the day, but we're doing this at 7 o'clock for all ages of adults. My favorite, because I do this and I hope I can get more people to come, is Story Time for Adults. This is not like me sitting like Missy Lane with a picture book. This is about 40-minute program for adults who I still love being read to. I don't care how old you get. It's so much fun to be read to. And so what happens, usually the first 5 minutes, I do a very, very short story, because people sometimes are late or they're getting settled in.
Late, sure.
And then I do a longer short story that is completed in that day. So if you I do them once a month, but if you can only come to one, if you have, like, hey, it's raining not today, let's go see what's going on. I really encourage you to come. We have a good time. It's a small group. I enjoy reading and I enjoy finding the stories, and people share. I'll give you copies of it when we're finished if you want, and the people that have come to this program have gone on to share the stories with other people and have brought back some wonderful stories of how they shared that and how
That's
that
great.
interaction
That's what
went.
it's all about, right? Sharing your love for reading. And
so it doesn't require you to, you don't have to do anything fancy. There's no review. Just come, sit, and listen. It's like story time for kids, but it's not picture books. It's short stories for adults. We also have a photo and memorabilia class. This is taught by a professional organizer. It's a hands-on 2-hour workshop. It'll help you deal with those shoe boxes and baskets and bins full of photos or postcards or other small memorabilia. So you can bring all of those items to the class and we'll help you get organized. And that will be on Tuesday, September 24th at 7 p.m. Also, we're doing an introduction to yoga. A lot of people are very much into the yoga.
Yes.
Rebecca does yoga.
Yes.
I used to. I haven't done it for quite some time. But this is an introductory course. So you just learn a few simple yoga sequences. This is for everyone, regardless of ability or limitations, because this class will be done using a chair in your yoga sequence. So if you can't get up and down off the floor, not a concern. Come to this. And oh my gosh, I forgot what date it is. But this is also in the evening. And if you want more information on that, it will be on our website, or you can just call the library and they have the sign-up book at the desk. And of course, we always have technology classes. So Rob will be teaching Twitter 101. This class will show you what Twitter is. It's not just for celebrities, it's for all of us. The library does have a Twitter feed, so you can follow us too. But Rob will show you what this is all about, how you can set up a free Twitter account. And that will be Friday, September 20th at 10 a.m. And not only do we have Twitter, I just highlighted that, but we do have computer classes 3 times a week, usually at 10 o'clock and at 2 o'clock. And it depends on what people are interested in. Basic internet, how to get a free email account. Microsoft Word is a very popular class that Rob teaches every week. And we also have one-on-one technology appointments. We have a new part-time staff member, which I should have brought into the studio to introduce, and I will do that for the next show. Ed Wolf is a part-time reference and instructional librarian, and he is here to teach you about the technology that you have in your life. Might be your smartphone, might be your new tablet, might be your new laptop. So he will sit with you one-on-one for 45 minutes and help you navigate through some of your new technology. So you can call the library to schedule an appointment with him. And I must touch on fundraising because it's become such a big part of what I do every day in the library. I just want to thank those who participated in our Rita's fundraising night in August. We did raise $107. And every little bit helps, so I really appreciate that. And also the library is now selling the entertainment books that the coupons start being valid in November. So we are selling those again this year. They're $25. Portion of the proceeds goes to help the library achieve their fundraising goals. And upcoming this fall, our annual Fall Vendor and Craft Fair will be October 26th. This year we're doing it back at the library. Last year we had done it at the community center, but we're coming back to the library. And I'm very excited that we're going to be having an art show of local artists during the month of November, and the library will get 25% of any of the art pieces sold. It'll be a variety of media.
Wonderful, I didn't know this.
Yes, from paintings and drawings to photography, and hoping for some stained glass and some other like 3D, some sculptural kind of things.
Awesome.
When we return, we will have a special guest here from the Allegheny County Library Association, so you'll get to meet Kristen Rama in a few minutes.
Stay tuned.
I think my first priority is expanding the questions team because we're a very small team
Yes.
of people doing pretty big projects.
We have with us today Kristen Rama. She's the Youth Services Coordinator for the Allegheny County Library Association. So welcome to our show, Kristen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we wanted you here today. Summer reading is just wrapping up,
Yes.
and you've been instrumental in the countywide summer reading program. And could you tell us a little bit about Questions, which is the K through 5
Sure.
summer reading program? Could you tell us what it is and how it got started?
Sure. Questions is a K-5 learning game. It's online, and a lot of the learning that happens on Questions actually happens offline. There's a lot of quests about books, about visiting places, and talking to people. It started in 2011. It was an idea of turning Summer Reading Club into a game, and as we kind of developed it, it became more than that. So it's really a way to connect kids who are interested in gaming and interested in online with reading and learning that happens offline. So that's kind of how it got started. And last year was our first year, as you know. This year was our second year, and next year can only get better.
Improving year by year. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea of the whole reason behind why we wanted to change it was because you want to pull in those reluctant readers, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the traditional summer reading program, you read a book, you list your books, count your books, and then hopefully, you know, however you do your prize drawing, you might win a prize. But what about those kids who don't like to read? You know,
Yeah.
Mom, it's summertime, I'm not picking up a book, right?
Sure.
So this game was a way to draw that crowd in.
Absolutely, and we found that the kids who maybe are reluctant to read, as well as the kids who do like to read, both respond really well to Questions. The way I see it is that summer is a great time for free reading. Read what you like, participate in summer reading, but Questions offers additional challenges and inspiration for kids to learn about new and different things that they might not have normally done in the summer. So
Right.
it's sort of a two-for-one deal.
Combination of both.
Yeah, combination of both.
So last summer was the first summer that we did this, and I know that Bethel Park Library was one of the pilot libraries
Yes.
to work on that, and Elaine and her staff embraced it and helped to write some of the quests, and
Sure.
so
They've worked
Yeah,
very
can we-
hard. You guys have
Oh,
done
well,
it.
we enjoyed it. I think it's fun. Can we talk a little bit about the quest writing and what's behind what goes into the whole quest making process?
Yeah, it's the quests are written by librarians. We have some teachers who write quests, and it's hard work actually. It's harder than I thought it would be. We find things that are interesting or we think would be interesting to kids and sort of go through the process ourselves of how you would do a quest, kind of researching and reading and thinking of questions and polishing it all up, and then we put them into the game. And
So what would be an example of a quest?
we have 17 categories. So an example of a category might be animals, and within that there might be a quest called giraffes, and that quest would have questions about giraffes, obviously, and it might be reading or visiting the zoo or watching TV about giraffes or drawing a giraffe. So we try to mix reading with all kinds of different activities, so it's a learning experience.
So the kids would come and use resources theoretically at the library
Sure.
or online
Or online,
to
yeah.
complete the quest.
We try to mix both. We have, we list suggested books in the quest, but we also often link to safe websites like National Geographic Kids. So we really want to model for kids the whole experience of learning and using libraries in addition to the reading that they're doing already. That's really what it's all about.
That's really awesome.
And you're teaching the information, the research process. And,
Absolutely, it's so important. I mean, that's what a lot of people use libraries for, is to come learn about things that are interesting to them, and that's really what we want to teach kids with Questions. So,
And Questions is the first of its kind, I understand, in the nation.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's talk about its uniqueness.
It
if you will.
is. It is actually the Public Library Association, which is the National Association for Public Libraries, just did a study and did some research on gaming in libraries, especially with summer reading. And there are other programs out there, but nothing quite like Questions, where we provide the content and the quests and the badges, and it's so unique. It's so complex, and it's a challenge. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of fun work, and we enjoy it, and it just keeps growing each year, and we're excited about next year, and hopefully after next year having it up year round. And I think the thing that I've heard the most from parents is they enjoy doing this with their children. They enjoy that experience of doing it together, and that
Right, it becomes more of a family
it is
activity.
Yeah, it's different from kind of kids reading in isolation. It's more social. So
Yes,
yeah, we're
yes, which
excited.
I think is so important.
And what's on deck for questions for next year?
Oh my
Anything
gosh,
good?
we are hoping to, like I said, have a larger staff, especially in the area of the software and the art. So we're hoping to have kids kind of progress through maybe levels or badges, kind of leveling up, that kind of thing, and also the social features and the teams.
Yeah, I love the idea of the kids being able to not even chat
Yeah.
with each other, but visit each other's clubhouse and leave
Yeah.
messages. And
Oh, we'd love kids to be like a Bethel Park team, and maybe their points go together, and they
That would be
compete as
great.
Bethel Park as a team. So yeah, I mean, the
That would be
sky.
awesome.
Yeah, we're just in that phase now where we're looking at what we want to do and our kind of map of what's going to happen next year and next year after that and after that. So
Very exciting.
And I know a lot of people have already filled out the survey that you sent out. Can you share with us some of the
I want to just
feedback?
Yes. Oh
I
my
know
gosh,
you
I
gathered
wrote
some
these
interesting
down.
information.
Yes, we have right now a family survey. We're interested in hearing what you think about summer reading and how it impacted you beyond just signing up. So here's one of the questions that is on the survey is what did you learn? And this was my favorite question because the variety of responses were pretty amazing. A small child learned how to use the potty at the library, which I thought was really an interesting answer for the library. Another student, age 10, learned about Harry Houdini, which is a cool topic. Someone learned how to build a chair with a newspaper and teamwork.
How about
A
that?
newspaper.
Yeah, so these answers came from libraries all across Allegheny County. So I'm not sure which library they came from, but apparently libraries are doing some really interesting things.
Yes, I'll say.
And my favorite is that horned lizards shoot blood out of their eyes.
Really?
I have a
I did not
feeling
know
that somebody learned that in a book, maybe a nonfiction book about lizards.
Yes, they did.
So we're interested in hearing what you've learned and your experience and what was meaningful to you this summer. So
The surveys will be, the links will be up on or are up on our webpage. So if you did participate in the summer reading program, if you could go to our website and fill out those short surveys.
it's very short,
It
yeah.
would be really helpful in helping to make improvements and to plan for next summer reading.
And this will be separate than the one that I sent out earlier, just a few weeks ago. This is a separate survey.
It's a countywide.
This is
Countywide.
countywide, so yeah, it's all it's anonymous survey and it's all just countywide. And the other thing I have about summer reading is we're doing this little check-in project, I guess, that we're looking at some K-5 students after summer reading, and things like, are they still reading? Are they borrowing books? Are they able to talk about what kind of books they like? So if you're interested in participating in that, there is a $100 gift card of your choice at
is an
stake that
exciting
you might
opportunity.
win just for helping out. It's very simple.
Well, well.
I'll put that up
And
for you
that
or send that
link
to you.
will also be on the library's website. So I would, I hope one of the kids I know wins a gift card and wants to take me somewhere.
The other thing I wanted to, and you all do a wonderful job in the arena of early literacy. I know you have all
you.
kinds of programs
Thank you.
for the young kids ages 0 to 5. So I just wanted to remind everyone how important those first years are, and that the things that Miss
Yes,
Elaine does
yes.
and the library does are wonderful, and that you can do them at home really easily. And we have 5 basic ideas to that and of things to do with kids that age, and they are talking, reading, writing, playing, and singing. So it's very simple. Do those things with your kids at home. Talking is so important. All these things go together, and that's how kids get ready to read. So it's not about reading early, it's about getting ready to read. So remember to do those things.
Wonderful. Well, Kristen, thank you for being here.
Thanks for
And we
having
will,
me.
like I said, we will put up those links to the countywide surveys. If
Sure.
you could please participate. Kristen and the County Library Association really appreciates it.
Absolutely, it helps us improve. We just want to do a good job for everybody, so let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks. All right. Hi, this is Kristen Rama, and I am reviewing Poison Princess by Cressley Cole. This is the first book in a new teen series, and actually the second book is coming out, I believe, next month. And it's a story of a 16-year-old girl named Evie from Louisiana, and she's having some crazy dreams about the end of the world. And she meets up with a boy from the wrong side of town named Jack, and he is a Cajun boy, and that's a lot of fun. He has a great accent. And she actually finds that she is part of a group of 22 other teenagers who have some special abilities, and how they go through and save the world is what the series is about. And I think it's really unique. It's really fun. I love the romance. I love the paranormal aspects of it. And it's really different. There's nothing quite like it out there. And I say, read it. Do it. That's a good one.
That's so cute. Look at our bird. It is awesome.
So thank you for tuning in to check it out, everybody. We're going to end today's show with a past program highlight from our puppet workshop that happened just last week when Cheryl Capizzuti from Puppets of Pittsburgh came back over to visit us. We finished the puppet that we started earlier this year, the Bethel Park Hawk, which turned out, I think,
amazing.
quite, yeah. So we're anxious to have you all see that in person, and we touched up a few of the other puppets while she was here. So I think you'll enjoy the footage from that. And as always, if you want more information on any of the things that we talked about today, you can always give us a call.
Or go online.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person. See you soon.
Goodbye.
I'm Cheryl Capizzuti, and I'm a puppet maker. I make giant puppets for parades and masks, and I've been doing this for 20 years. And about 3 years ago, I started thinking, I have way too many puppets. I have like 300. And the big project that I do every year is I produce the parade in downtown Pittsburgh on New Year's Eve called First Night Pittsburgh. And on New Year's Eve, we bring out 300 puppets and we run out. That's how many people are there to dance in the streets and to enjoy that celebration. But what I started to think was, you know, during the year, any other time, I never need 300 puppets. At the most, I need 10. So I've been talking to libraries for, like, sort of hatched this idea. Like, what if my puppets could be part of the library system? So when I'm not using them that one night of the year, anyone else in the world who thinks, I'd like a giant puppet for my birthday party or for my fundraising walk or for the community parade in our neighborhood could come to the library and using their library card, check out a puppet, use it for a week, and bring it back. And so our collaboration began just this past spring, I think, when the Allegheny County Library Association said, you know what, Cheryl, we actually like that idea too. Let's pursue it. And so we've been talking to regional libraries to see which libraries would be interested in hosting a puppet collection and eventually lending them out to the community. And so this is one of our first host libraries. This library, the Braddock Library in Braddock, and the Carnegie Library in Carnegie all have puppets. And we'll be having a couple other locations around the city that will have puppets as well, probably as early as this fall. So we're still kind of working out all the details about loaning them out and getting everything to go. But the way the project works, because people always say, well, won't your puppets get broken if anyone in the world can use them? And I said, well, you know, they are made out of paper and they do break, but we fix them and it's really not a big deal. And so part of the Lending Library project is a series of workshops for anyone who wants to show up like you, who can learn how to take care of the puppets, so that if they do break, you can say, I can fix this little tear on this puppet, no big deal. Or the streamer's ripped, instead of having to call me up and say, hey Cheryl, the streamer's ripped, you can say, I know how to put streamers on a puppet and fix them. So what our vision for the project is that over time, as the puppets are loaned out, I'll be coming out to Bethel Park a couple times a year to do workshops like this. In addition to maintaining the puppets, because you got puppets that were all in really good shape and they haven't been loaned out a lot, I said, well, maybe I could teach you how to make your own. Now, before we really get messy, I would love to see if there's anyone who would like to be one of my giant puppets.